I was extremely excited when I saw the title announcement of Paatal Lok on Amazon Prime. The web series focuses on four people who get charged for conspiracy to murder, presumably targeting the biggest journalist and, in many ways, the face of primetime Indian news television. When the protagonist Hathi Ram Chaudhary, played by Jaideep Ahlawat, a police officer that has had 15 years of service but has been barely handed any significant or prominent cases, is told to take over, this is where the journey of Paatal Lok commences. The web series aims at understanding the motivations of the four characters to assassinate the journalist, the soulless and fickle nature of Indian journalism today, the personal battles of each other trying to get at the bottom of the case, privy to exactly how convoluted the matter is, and finally a commentary of how our society is segregated, with several references to Indian mythology that enhance the quality of the web series tenfold, especially its writing. Here's me telling you the good and bad aspects so that you guys can ultimately decide whether this web series is worth your time and money or not. The underwhelming aspects, minor technical issues. Before I get into what you may see many critics complain about, I have to brush on a few technical issues that you may find slightly jarring or problematic. There are specifically two chase sequences involving Jaideep Ahlawat and Ishwaq Singh's character respectively, and both the sequences come across as sloppy in nature. Paatal Lok's visual treatment throughout the episodes possesses a sense of realism, but these chase sequences, and you'll know which ones I'm talking about when you see the series, stick out like a sore thumb, especially the one involving Jaideep Ahlawat as he runs through a mela. You know, the attempt is to portray the same brilliance of the chase sequence involving Rajiv Khandelwal from Shaitan, but it misses the mark completely in that technical regard. Beyond this feature, I was spellbound by the effective storytelling of this web series. But the most important point that I have to tell you is this: look beyond the politics. I am already warning you there are going to be several content creators or reviewers who will get stuck in the politics and assumed agenda of this web series, so much so that the brilliant quality of its layered writing, reflection to society, and powerful performances will become simply a blur. There are several moments from the web series which will be a commentary on the conflict between Hindus and Muslims, caste differences, the censorship that exists specifically regarding freedom of expression in Indian society, and the polarizing world we live in today, which has no nuance, forcing people in many ways to align a particular direction. I request you, as you did with Family Man, there is much more to witness and celebrate creatively when it comes to this series. Don't get stuck in its presumed messaging that you forget about the show itself. The good. Credit where credit is due. Nothing makes me happier than an artist who is willing to take risks and beyond that, put your money where your mouth is. And one such artist is Anushka Sharma, especially as a producer. From NH10, Pari and Filori, despite the bumps and cracks in her journey as a producer, she is willing to back projects that present something fresh and original. Paatal Lok, according to me, is her most impressive production venture. It's a genuine attempt at creating a crime thriller set and rooted in times that are so relevant today. This attempt, I can foreshadow, will make her 10 times more confident to invest in more creative and risky endeavors, developing excitement amongst the masses that if she's backing up a project, it's definitely going to be worth your time. Direction and writing. One of the most brilliant qualities of this web series is its powerful writing and direction. Prosit Roy has directed the series, previously having worked on Pari, and Sudeep Sharma has created and written all 9 episodes, and the individuals need to take a bow for their impeccable work. Sudeep has previously worked in films like Urta Punjab, Son Chiraiya and Lal Kaptan, so you can already imagine the quality you are bound to expect. There is a very thin line on which side you could fall over to when you're writing a piece that is set in today's social and political climate, where most fictional pieces of work come across as caricaturish when it just presents a sad attempt at placing buzzwords that are relevant today, and scenes are written to evoke a response rather than writing how characters would genuinely interact with each other. This web series presents an uncanny realism to how several sections of society actually speak to one another. This is effectively done with what the theme of the web series is: how society has been compartmentalized into 3 sections: Swarglok or heaven, where the privileged and people in positions of power reside. These individuals live in palatial houses and influence public opinion. Dharti Lok or earth, which represents the working class, specifically in context to the show, includes the police force that does the dirty work on the ground, and Paatal Lok or hell, that encompasses the underprivileged sections of society that are marred by regressive and abusive practices practices beyond their disenfranchisement in society, often leading to destructive outlets that ostracize them and label them as devils. The show brilliantly captures how the working class oscillates between heaven and hell, taking orders and enforcing the law respectively, and how slowly and steadily it unravels for these simple-minded servicemen that the surface is nothing but a facade and that both the worlds are just a contrasting image of posturing and survival. A lot of people expected the series to be as deeply embedded in Indian mythology as Asur, but the difference in Paatal Lok is that the references to gods and demons is portrayed through the actions of the characters. Where in Asur the antagonist seemed to have his influence from the world beyond the realm of mortals, Paatal Lok references characters like Hiranyakashyap, Eklavya, Narsimha, Shiva, specifically in context to individuals' character traits and actions. If you are well versed with Indian mythology and history, the writing and its analogies will impact you even more. Relevance. The powerful nature of the web series is that it is a spitting image of our society today. The privileged and powerful are lustful for more and more. Problematic matters that target them are brushed under the rug, and easy targets are created. Fake news persists and alliances are created where the money is the most. The show strikingly depicts the evolution of Indian news as well, from one day reporting the news to now just presenting opinions and judgments. As a journalist visits the channel investor and states he was just doing his job as a journalist, the investor mockingly chuckles at him. As a journalist self-reflects and gets concerned about his relevancy, he states society forgets its villains soon and its heroes sooner. When the series shifts its focus to the working class and tracking back the origin stories of the probable suspects, this is when you realize the layered, disturbing and unimaginable problems faced by several sections of society. How everyone is a product of their own upbringing or traumatic past. How in many ways we live in a cocoon assuming a particular way to live is considered acceptable, not knowing the ghastly reality people have to live on it daily. I would just quote one dialogue from this web series. When observing the tenacity of the less privileged, especially underprivileged children, one person states, इंसान के बच्चे की जान बहुत नाजुक होती है, कीड़े की जैसे. लोग मरने के लिए छोड़ देते हैं, लेकिन वो जीना सीख जाते हैं. Spectacular cast. There isn't a single performance in this web series that misses the mark. Gulpanag as Jaideep Ahlawat's wife, supporting yet naive, is brilliant. It was great to see her in something compelling. Bodhisattva Sharma as Siddharth, Hathiram Chaudhary's son, is a revelation. A preteen that has a loveless relationship with his father and just wants to feel belonged. He portrays the angst and void within him with great conviction. Niharika Lyra Dutt as Sarah Matthews, a bright and inquisitive journalist, and Ishwak Singh as Imran Ansari, an educated and bright cop, and Hathiram Chaudhary's right-hand man, put forth commendable performances. The prime suspects are also brilliant. The show traces back their origin stories, each one more compelling than the other. Jagjit Sandhu as Top Singh and Asif Khan as Kabir M present convincing performances. Marimbem Singh as Mary Lingdo will have your respect after this series. The courage, the sheer bravery of being so vulnerable in front of camera will truly leave you speechless. You have to see the series to understand how much the person has given for this role. Abhishek Banerjee, however, as Vishal Tyagi stands out. Psychotic, unhinged and borderline demonic. You realize it was the best decision by the individual to turn to acting from casting. The two stars undoubtedly are the veterans, Neeraj Kabi as Sanjeev Mehra, the influential and cunning Indian journalist, and Jaideep Ahlawat as Hathiram Chaudhary. I don't have to say anything about their impressive work. Their filmographies are testament to their capabilities. Sanjeev Mehra's constant need to be relevant and on top, representing the insecure nature of journalists who have become celebrities of sorts in today's society, and Hathiram Chaudhary's only chance of proving his mettle and worth beyond the life of mediocrity that he has led all his life. The series is honestly performance gold. There's absolutely no doubt about it. Paatal Lok presents a layered story encompassing several sections of society, their ugly image and the reason for their motivations and actions that stands extremely relevant in the current climate we live and breathe around. A beautiful quote by Henry Thomas Buckle perfectly captures the essence of this web series. Society prepares the crime, the criminal commits it. You can watch the series on Amazon Prime. And that was the video, guys. Write down in the comments below what you thought about Paatal Lok. Please don't forget to follow me on Instagram. The handle is right in front of you. Follow me at JammyPants4. Also, please support us by smashing the like button and subscribing to our channel for weekly content ahead. Thank you for watching.